it's an absolutely miserable day out. It's been raining for about the past 3 days. We're at the very beginning of April, so it's time for me to start planting my tomatoes and my flower seedlings. So I like to use this organic seed starting mix. So you can use regular potting soil, you just need to sterilize it first for seed starting to work best. And then I have these really nice plastic pots. You know, I used to save the ones that kind of came from the nursery when you'd buy plants. They're that very like squishy plastic and they would break down. These are awesome. These can be reused so many times. It's got some of my stickers on it from last year to identify the plants, but these are super sturdy. So pots like this are a really nice investment that you're going to buy it once. You're going to be able to use it year after year for all your seed starting needs. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you'll know I'm a pretty frugal person. I like to just start my seedlings in a Pyrex dish, just run it through the dishwasher when I'm done here. But what I will do is I'll put my seed starting mix in here. I'll spread it out a little bit. And I like to use these glass containers because what I will do is I'll plant my seeds, cover it with plastic wrap and a rubber band to create a good seal. Then I'll put it on my seed starting mat, allow the seedlings to sprout. I'll put them under my grow light for a couple of days, and then eventually I will transfer them into the bigger pots. And then they'll stay under the grow light till we get closer to the last frost date. And then I begin a process of hardening off my plants where I'll gently expose them to the outside environment for a couple of hours, take them back in till we work up to they can stay out overnight and that they're able to withstand the sunlight, the wind, all the type of things that they're going to be exposed to outside. And then at that point, when we're past our last frost date here in Zone 7A in Pennsylvania, I can transplant them into the garden. All right, so I've got the plastic wrap on, and then I just take a large rubber band, go around the dish like that. Then that will go on the heat mat till the seeds sprout. All right, so now I'm gonna work on my tomatoes. I like this Better Boy hybrid just because they're a little bit disease resistant, and I've had some problems with some different like wilting and different issues when I haven't grown the Better Boy variety. All right, so I'm also gonna start some sunflowers. Today I like these mammoth ones. These make big, beautiful sunflowers. So I'm gonna start these inside, and then when they get a little bit bigger, I will harden them off and transplant them outside. That seems to work the best for me. If I just put these seeds in the ground, squirrels, chipmunks, things like that, they dig them up and my sunflowers never seem to grow. So I've had more success starting them inside and then transplanting them. All right, so I've got my seed start mat on this little shelf here. And what I'm gonna do is place my tomato seedlings on it. So sit there to help them sprout. I'm also going to put my zinnia seedlings here on it. So I find that the heat mat helps things sprout many days sooner than it normally would. It really aids in germination of the seeds. Now I planted 4 different containers of seedlings. I only have room on the heat mat for 2. So let me show you my other little secret. Oops. So if you're like me, we have a boiler in our house and this gets fairly warm. We also have a hot water heater here. And this also puts off some heat. So these are good options to sprout seedlings with a little bit of heat coming from other sources if you don't have the heat starting mat like I do. So there we go. I've got one on the hot water heater and I've got one sitting here on the boiler. So I would say that this isn't as effective as the seed starting mat, but it'll do the trick if it's all you have. It'll give off that little bit of extra warmth to help the seedlings sprout. So I want to show you how my plants are doing that I planted a few weeks ago. So we've got lettuce seedlings, we've got cilantro, we have basil here. These are my spinach plants. And then over here, I've got my peppers and my eggplant. And they're doing really well. It's a slow process to start things from seed, and it definitely takes time. Like I started these probably mid-March. My grow light is on for about 14 hours a day, and it has a little timer system. Show you that here, nothing fancy, just like the little old school timer. It goes off and on. And then once my other seedlings start, I actually have, it's a little bit hard to see, but I have just another fluorescent light tube here and another shelf. and the other seedlings will go down there. I try to use as much reflective material as I have to kind of reflect as much light back on the plants. I find that helps. So pretty exciting that I've got my tomatoes and my flowers started, and that just means we're getting closer to gardening season. So my bleeding hearts have come up for the year. These are one of my favorite flowers. They're so easy to grow. So I've got those. All my daffodils have peaked at this point. Well, these have a few blossoms, but they're definitely at the end of their life. And then here's my raspberry patch. And as you can see, I've got to do a little weeding, but all the raspberries have come up again for the year. Then I've got additional raspberries in this bed here. And the peach tree has set its blossoms already, set fruit. So we've got little tiny peaches there. This has lots of nice leaves and branches on it. It's doing really well. So I'm excited to see if I can keep the squirrels away and get some peaches this year. And then in my garden, my pea seeds have come up. So I've got some trellises and things that they're going to climb up on. Got some parsley that overwintered here, some chives, some oregano, and then some radishes have come up and some lettuce I have to thin. And we've got blossoms on some of the strawberry plants. So a lot of my lily of the valleys are coming up, and they're over there. Now these are hardy kiwi, and we bought a male and a female plant to go together. So they're a new addition this year. So we're gonna see how they do. This is my grapevine. Got little blossoms on it, starting to come alive for the season. And then this is one of our apple trees. That's looking really well. My lilacs look dead by the end of the summer, but they really have come back and they're flowering. They're doing quite well. Blossoms on the apple tree, which is really exciting. This is my second apple tree. It's interesting that both of them are not blossoming at the same time, so I hope that's not going to be a problem. And then this is our bird feeder. This was new this winter, and it has been so much fun to just look out the window and see the different birds on it. We get woodpeckers, we get finches, sparrows, cardinals, blue jays, everything comes to this, and it's really a lot of fun. I'd encourage you, if you've ever thought about getting a bird feeder, this is really a great design, and the baffle, the squirrels cannot get up to it. It took us a little bit of adjusting to find this sweet spot, but it's been really fun to watch the birds. Thanks for watching my video. These are some photos of what we grew in just our small backyard garden last year. I'm going to continue to provide you with some updates throughout the spring and summer as we start harvesting and just sharing how our garden's doing with all of you.